What's up, guys? Lazy Goldmaker. Today we're going to take a look at the new profession in Dragonflight, Alchemy. As you can see, my skill level is high. I've not made much gold with this yet, though. But we're going to take a look at some builds and what you can do to make gold. So, the main thing with Alchemy, well, you can craft potions or files. Those are the main ways you can make gold, either files or potion. And for most of the recipes, the skill required, the recipe difficulty is fairly high. So let's look at File of Elemental Chaos, which is one of the best in slot files that people use. This has a recipe difficulty of 450. You cannot reach this. The only way to craft quality 3 here is to get an inspiration proc. Same is mostly true for File of Glacial Fury, which has a skill requirement of 400. The File of Tepid Versatility, I believe you can reach 300 with maximum skill. I've not gone for a max skill knowledge points build, so I'm missing a lot, but I think you can get it for this one. Same is true for potions, by the way, but potions are a little bit weird because you can get them from cauldrons, and for the most part people are going to be using this elemental potions of power, but you cannot reach quality 3 of this guaranteed either. So you're going to be running an inspiration build. And you're going to need multi-craft, you're going to need resourcefulness, you're going to need a lot of stats to make it profitable because you're competing with the entire region. And you need you need to be on the absolute bleeding edge of the knowledge curve. So if you take a look at the Files of Elemental Chaos, for instance, we can see that if I use quality 2 materials, then I'll be at the point where I can proc quality 3 because I have maxed the inspiration node. And I'm losing a little bit of money. I'm barely not making money right now. This add-on, by the way, is CraftSim. I'll talk a little bit more about what this means, but it's incredibly useful. So we can see that for every quality 2, I'm losing 700 gold, and for every quality 3, I'm making 850. And then I just don't have a high enough inspiration rate or multi-craft. My inspiration is actually pretty high, so it might be possible that if I use incense, for instance, this could be very barely profitable. But realistically, I need to get more resourcefulness, multi-craft, or inspiration to really make money here. And I could, because I don't have that much knowledge. I have 46 or 36 points of knowledge in File Mastery, and I have 45 here. So yeah, that's what we have currently, about 80 points of knowledge. There's a lot I'm missing, like I don't have any of the plus 14 Renown knowledge bombs, which is like 5 each. I don't think I've done the weekly every week, or I have done the weekly. Maybe this. Yeah, I think I have done the weeklies, but I'm only I'm not valued with the Crafters Consortium. We are just respected. So we're missing pieces of knowledge from the Crafters Artisans Consortium. Well. And even some first craft bonuses that I haven't gotten because there are still recipes that I'm missing. I have not experimented my way to all of them because that requires a ton of artisans metal. If I had, then maybe I would be, because there's 2 nodes in this tree that are just incredibly strong. The batch production nodes. This will give you a total of 120 multicraft plus 20, actually 140 multicraft. And the final node increases the multicraft procs by 50%. Grants up to 50%. It means you get a lot of extra files. And if we look at CraftSim, we can tell that multicraft is a very, very valuable stat for me. So for me, right now, every point of multicraft would increase the profit of this recipe by about silver. So you need to be on the bleeding edge of knowledge to make gold here. You need to get as many plus inspiration plus resourcefulness nodes for the type of item you're crafting as possible. Like you'd even want to put points here just to get the plus 10 inspiration nodes eventually, because they're very strong. Obviously, you need to max out inspiring ambience. This is like the cornerstone of pretty much every build in the game. I picked this Decayology just to get access to the decay recipes as well. I don't expect to put more points here because I'm not going to those who are just looking for first craft bonuses. But yeah, that's the basics of the build. You can go potion mastery or file mastery. I picked file. Both are going to be okay. For potions, you're going to just craft elemental potion of power and potentially crafting orders for the ultimate elemental potion of power. which is now finally available with the addition of the Vault of the Incarnates. So we might actually, maybe there's none. Run out fairly quick. So yeah, that's important. Now obviously, since this is a stat-based build, your profession gear is also going to matter. You're going to want to have inspiration or multi-craft, whatever is best on your tool. You're going to want to slap an inspiration enchant on that most likely, and you definitely want to get these crafted, particularly this expert alchemist's hat, and get this as high quality as possible. It has inspiration multi-craft, which is just fantastic. Whether to have inspiration or multi-craft on this is something that CraftSim will help you figure out, which you can use here by check your gear, but I don't have extra gear in my bags. Another thing you need to take advantage of with this profession is the weekly cycle. What do I mean by that? Well, consumable sales are typically on the weekly cycle. They are cheap or cheaper on Mondays and Tuesdays. Why? Because most people are done with their raiding for the week. And yeah, they buy them as much, and then new reset happens Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on which region you're in, and prices often go up. And well, we don't have much data on Shadowlands or Dragonflight items yet, but as we can see here, around Thursday, when raids opened, prices exploded upwards for File of the Elemental Chaos. Then it's gone down, and then it's been fairly low since then. It was a little bit high on Sunday as well. Sunday is a popular raiding day, and then it goes down. This is across the entire region. Obviously, you're going to want to look for the same kind of patterns in your in the materials you're buying. So if you can find them cheaply at certain points of the week, that's extremely important. But for items from Dragonflight, we don't have historical data yet because the expansion is so new. But typically they're cheaper Monday, Tuesday, and more expensive on sell your items for or files for on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, depending on where your reset day is. And you need to take advantage of that to make sure that you're actually making a profit. So, last thing I wanted to talk about, this was this CraftSim add-on. It adds a bunch of windows to your crafting thing. This one is fantastic. So, it does a bunch of different things. It shows you the profit by quality here. And then it shows you the average profit. There's weird well, not weird for us Scandinavians, we know that this is a letter. This is the average profit. So if this is a green, if this is a positive number, it means that you can craft this item profitably. If it's a negative number, then it means on average you'll lose gold crafting this recipe. Just like I will with files of Glacial Fury, at least with the materials I have currently assigned, which is also the best combination assigned. Because you can make it to hit the specific breakpoint. So you can say, I want to reach inspiration breakpoint for quality 3, and then it's going to figure out the cheapest material combination, and you can click assign, and it's going to assign those. Now for this one in particular, you can't sell it. It's going to be a loss anyway. But that's what you want to do. This will also tell you the value of your different stats. So whether multicraft, inspiration, or resourcefulness is going to be the biggest advantage, the biggest increase to your profitability. And you can even go into the explanation, and it'll tell you all of the stuff you want to know. So it'll tell you how it's calculating everything. You can see the value of like specific multi-craft for quality 1, quality 3, whatever. But the main thing here is just make sure that this number is green enough. So if you're making 50, 100 gold per craft, then you're starting to look at something that's going to help you out. If you're not making profit, then you might not have enough knowledge, or you might have a wrong build, or you might have materials that are just too expensive. So definitely make sure that your material price is correct for these items. And you may want to use my inspiration calculator that I posted in my last video on enchanting last week. I'm going to link this one in the description for this one as well. There you just input the crafting cost, which you calculate yourself by looking at TSM or CraftSim or whatever. Then you can be absolutely certain that you're using the price of materials that you're getting. Which is quite useful, of course. So yeah, now for posting the items to the auction house, you just want to make a hard-coded gold value. You don't trust TSM crafting yet. So you just want to do hard-coded. I'm going to show you how to make a simple file operation pretty quickly. So obviously you'd need two. You'd need one for quality 2 and one for quality 3. You're going to post quite a few of them. You're obviously just going to do 12 hours because they're going to be undercut or sell right away. You can start with something like 20 at a time, and then you have a decent chunk and you can craft them, keep them posted. Minimum price, maybe 600 gold can make sense right now for quality 2 files. Maximum price, 3,000 gold. That seems pretty expensive for them. And if no one else, for whatever reason, has anything on the auction house, then 1,500 is going to be fine. So yeah, this is a basic Q2, and then you'd make another one for quality 3 where you're going to post the same quantity, maybe slightly smaller because it might be more competitive, and with a higher minimum price based on your crafting cost. So that might be 1,500 minimum price, 3,000 normal, and 5,000 maximum would be something that could make sense for most files right now, based on what I've seen in terms of crafting cost. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's what you need to know. I've not made much gold. I've sold a couple of files that I've gotten from inspiration, but I don't have that much knowledge. Like, I'm not on the bleeding edge of knowledge. I'm missing at least 15-20 knowledge, which is a huge amount of multi-craft bonuses and potentially like resourcefulness bonuses or skill bonuses to get cheaper material combinations available. So yeah, once I reach, I'm not sure if I'll ever catch up enough, but I'm still missing a lot of the biggest bonuses available. So maybe once I unlock them, then the difference between me and people who are like at the absolute edge of the curve is going to be smaller. I've not prioritized this character much, which is why I'm behind the curve. So it is what it is. But if you have alchemy on your main and you've really been gunning for knowledge, then you should be in a position to take advantage of this build and make some gold. Thanks for watching.